Let's try it again. Oh, say, oh, Papa. Hey! Oh, say, oh, Papa. Only talk to me. Somebody put your hands together. Come on, hear me. Oh, say, oh, Papa. Oh, say, oh, Papa. Hey! Oh, say, oh, Papa. You're in trouble tonight. Come on, put those hands together. Somebody scream. Hey. Raja. Ẹ bá mi borúkọ rẹ̀. Èmi ni jíjẹ́ mi. Olórúkọ ńlá. Èmi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù. Ẹ bá mi borúkọ bàbá. Èmi ni jíjẹ́ mi. Olórúkọ ńlá. Èmi ni má ṣe bẹ̀rù. Ẹ bá mi borúkọ rẹ̀. Ẹ bá mi borúkọ bàbá.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 11 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. I don't know what is happening here. I tend to think my video is not videoing as it's supposed to be videoing tonight. Yeah, let me see if I can correct that issue.
And to leave up to mine. I don't owe no one, no obligation. No one owes me none, so everything is fine, fine. I say I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. Serious.
Yeah, I hope what I've just done has solved that problem. It seems to be, yeah, you know, software, when it's ready, it gives its little problem. So this one seems to be acting up a bit tonight. I don't know. Maybe it thinks the rainy weather is an excuse to misbehave.
Simple information I will use. No rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind. Make sure everything is fine while I take you down a poetic line. Because we campaign promises.
And of course, we'd like to say a special good night to those of you joining us via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM. Those of you joining us via 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn.
Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you want to say? Cause it sounded so good to believe. And
those of you online on the YouTube, Fat Man George, good night to you up there in Canada as well, my bro.
we won't say it is, that's the way it is.
Yeah, Lyndon, good night, good night.
Straight, but you now refrain,
Good night to you, Patricia and Matthew out there in Canada as well. Good night to you, Ian.
Hello, hello. Teeth get yellow, house get yellow, bus get yellow, man get yellow, even green get yellow, and so says 11.
My good friends, Mr. Watts, good night to you and your lovely wife.
We won't stay your tease.
I know that you all are listening.
We've waited in vain, hoping you'll listen.
Let me say good night to these children because it's already starting to get late for them. Good night to you, Zayla. Good night to you, Zoe. Good night to you, Xavier. Good night to all of you, huh?
You have to diminish regret.
Deshaun, good night to you.
Earth lasts forever. Not even things created by the great Jehovah.
Azalea, hope you're behaving yourself tonight, you know. Nice.
To allow the yellow vibes to flow.
Don't give grandma any trouble, huh?
Nice. But boy, one song I sing, one bell I ring. If we didn't know, we never know yellow would have treat us so. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is.
So, folks, we're going to have the phone lines open tonight, 440-7377. But before that, let me just say a special good night to all of you on the YouTube. Sherma Jeremiah, Dominic Leroy, Alban Harris, Veronica Lewis, Carl Jones, Wilfred Antoine, Faith Lynn, Hallie Douglas, good night to you. Mayana, Julian, good night. Marlon Panchu, Sky, Cynthia, good night. Wilma Paris, Michelle Alexander, Baby Daddy, Errol Bonaparte, Alan Jones, good night, bro, to you and the home circle. Maria Noel, Anna Lewis, Deborah Laborde, Hillary Joseph, Jacinta Livingston, Jerome Lewis, Jenna Benjamin, Gemma Warwood, Sandra Pascal, Kathleen Ledlow, Edmund Calise, Janice Mitchell, Carib Spice, good night to you, Dennis Bain, Christine Otley, Cindy Thomas, Angie, Edmund Calise, Jesse Sherry, let me see, Faith and Hallie Douglas. I'm not sure I'll call you out, but just in case. Denise Fabio, good night. Lona Lolo Williams, good night. Vanessa Lalji, Marilyn Ferguson, Maud Martin, Maxween Belfon, Claude Abraham, Kashima Roberts, good night. Henry Shaitan, Alban Harris, good night, eh? Right, nice. Adrian Watts, I see you there. Nice, right. Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, good night. Kenny Buckmeyer, Kathleen Knights, Wilma Devonish, Winnie Simon, Jenny Samuel, Hermina Batiste, Ann Andrews, Eliza Bernard, Ashma Charles, Gavin Thomas, Edmund Caliste, Miriam Samuel, welcome back home, welcome home, Miriam, nice, right. Esther Frederick, Maxween Belfon, Velma Pascal, Sky, Miranda Francie, Jacinta Alves, Islan Musk, Christopher Johnson, Carl, Devin, James, Harrow, good night, Jackie Raymond, Yolan Pariag, Ron, Julian Kester, Victor Alcy, Peters, Listra Abraham, and let me see, I see Sandra Pascal there, I see Good Life, Antonito, Wendy Telesford, and over on the YouTube, watch the YouTube list, long. Charmaine Ragba Singh, Veronica Frederick, Dr. Julie Dubois, good night to you. Louisa Williams, Jakeem Williams, good night. Anne Salandi, Sunny Isle, Lovely Mac, Leroy St. Paul, Anne Salandi, Lana Williams, Ingrid Nelson, Adorable Kathy Gilbert Levine. Good night to you, my love. Joan Henry, Teresa Buddy Frederick, Maudlin Bartholomew, Amina Thomas. Nice, good night. Yes, Amina, good try. Latoya Maguire, Donna Langdon, Kenrick Gordon, good night to you. Sherms, good night. Cicely Celestine, good night. Ingrid Nelson, Brenda Phillip, yeah, Sherms hosting. The buzz, what, Lenroy, I find you. Lenroy, what kind of thing is that? I find you get up your boy, I mean, come now, and watch, Lenroy. And by Wednesday, I need to have my Buzz t-shirt, so we're doing the program Wednesday with the Buzz t-shirt on, eh? Right, nice. So let me see. Sunny Isle, good night to you. Rennie Boo, good night, my dear. Lucille Noel. And let me see. Enid Dakota. Olive McQueen. And who else am I seeing? Dwight Ferguson. Tora St. John. Peter Mitchell. Yeah, Peter Mitchell. And let me see. Teresa Buddy Frederick. Yeah, good night to all of you. All. Anybody I'm missing between, it is not purposely done. It is because we're in a rush. Joyce Phillip, good night to you as well.
And from the mouth of Grenada, only one thing I utter.
Yeah, no, we know how to start the thing, you know. Yeah, man. That's how we start we week this week, eh? Nice. We didn't start we week. We started strong. Nice.
And for real, we appreciate the free barrel, but they only come in December. So where we are.
Yeah, PD4 of the St. John branch of the New National Party, they're having a luncheon that's going to be taking place on December 2nd. They're going to have saffron chicken stew, fish, macaroni, pie, rice and peas, vegetable provision, potato salad, green salad, cuckoo, all kind of thing. All right, so that's going to be at the same location they had the barbecue. Right, that's next to the medical station in Grand Roy. They're going to be having that one. So looking forward to that. That's coming up for the 2nd of December.
Or Chinese? You better wrap up $1,000 in yellow jerseys for we, or give us everything free as in the days of NNP.
So that one is coming up. We look forward to that one. Folks, also remember the Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party in New York. Yeah, they have that fish fry fundraiser. It's coming up this Saturday, this week. So make sure you call Nisha, Jacinta, or Wilson and get your tickets. That is going to be taking place on 302 East 91st Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson. So 302 East 91st Brooklyn, New York, 11212 between Lenox and Clarkson. Call Nisha on 347-683-1997. Jacinta on 917-615-4918 and Wilson on 917-754-1319. Get your tickets. So that's coming up. That's the Fish Fry fundraiser and it's taking place this Saturday. It starts at 12 noon until. So get your tickets. Go on down there. Enjoy yourself. Nice, beautiful.
We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. They began with the blame game, giving NNP more fame. Past administration, the cause of frustration. Past administration, chief of corruption. Then to economic recession, we can't give you attention. Economic recession, the cause of poverty in the land. Economic recession, no employment for the ordinary man. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. All your projects are stuck in a pipe.
And folks, we want to extend our condolences to the friends and family of the late Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. It's a gentleman I personally knew for many years. through my association with the New National Party and even before, has been involved in so many years, not just sports, but sports, culture, you name it. He's been involved in it, whether it's football, cricket, everything. He's been involved in it. I'm going to play a message from the political leader of the New National Party in a short while. I'll play a condolence message from him. But I also wanted to read a press release on behalf of the New National Party. And the press release reads, the members of the NNP mourn the passing of Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. It is with profound sorrow that the New National Party announces the passing of a remarkable Grenadian, a stalwart of our community and politics, Adrian Spaceman Mitchell, a former Minister of Sports and esteemed Member of Parliament for St. Patrick's East, and a lifelong advocate for the development of Grenada. Mr. Mitchell's legacy is one of dedication, service, and inspirational leadership. The leadership and other members of the NNP mourn his passing. Adrian Mitchell embarked on his political journey with the New National Party in 1995, bringing with him a vision of progress and a deep-rooted commitment to serving the people of Grenada, especially his beloved parish of St. Patrick. His contributions to the development of sports in our nation are unparalleled. As a fervent supporter and a guiding light for his teams like Hard Rock FC Football Club, he not only nurtured talent but also instilled a sense of pride and community spirit. His work in youth, sports, community development, and culture is a testament to this belief. He tirelessly worked to uplift the lives of our citizens, particularly the youth, and his efforts have left an indelible mark on countless lives. Today, as we mourn his passing, we also celebrate his life, a life lived in the true spirit of Grenadian patriotism and service. Adrian Spaceman Mitchell was not just a political figure. He was a brother, a mentor, and a beacon of hope and resilience for many. His legacy will continue to inspire future generations, and his memory will remain etched in the heart of our nation. The New National Party extends its deepest condolences to his family, friends, and all those who were touched by his remarkable life. We have lost a great son of the soil, but his vision and works will continue to guide us. May he rest in peace, and may his memory be a part of our journey towards a brighter, more prosperous Grenada. That is a message from the New National Party on the passing of a former Member of Parliament for St. Patrick East, also former Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. All right, and there's also a message from Dr. Mitchell. I haven't loaded it yet. I'll load it in a short while, and we'll play that one for you.
Promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you wanna say? Cause it sounded so good to believe. And deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the bling. But you trick us with campaign promises. We won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain.
Meanwhile, folks, the phone lines are open. You can call 440-7377 and 347-329-3101.
Teeth get yellow, house get yellow, bus.
Have quite a lot of issues to get into, yeah.
And so
Just having a little issue with the main computer tonight. That's why I'm sort of backed up tonight, yeah.
that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. Old school parables say you know what you have, but you don't know what you go get. So cherish what you have to diminish regret. But what on earth lasts forever? Not even things created by the great Jehovah. So the green grass ceased to grow to allow the yellow vibes to flow. But boy, one song I sing, one bell I ring. If we didn't know, we never know yellow would have treat us so. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. They began with the blame game, giving NNP more fame. Past administration, the cause of frustration. Past administration, chief of corruption. Then to economic recession, we can't give you attention.
Also, folks, a reminder of the new National Party meeting taking place in St. John this Thursday.
Economic recession, no employment for the ordinary man. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. All your projects are stuck in a pipeline. But when asked, how is the country going? Oh, fine. We are looking into it. Never mind. Only projects in pipeline. No what.
And we have a call online. Good night. Hello, good night. Hi, good night. Yes, caller, you're live. Go right ahead.
Condolences, my condolences to Mr. Adrian Michel's family of his party.
Okay. All right, caller. Thank you. Yeah, I think the caller. Yeah, I think that's it. Nice.
You lose the strain, but you now refrain. Busy governing, busy managing, busy politicking, busy neglecting, busy inflicting poverty and hunger throughout Grenada. 1,000 Frenchmen can never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong. So why not send them advisors home?
Yeah, so I was just making sure I had the message by political leader of the new National Party on the passing of Mr. Adrian Spaceman Mitchell queued up. So I was just making sure that I had that there. So let's go to that message right now, and then we'll be right back. Nice. Let me just make sure we're going to that message now.
Well, we have learned this afternoon of the passing of our special brother Adrian Mitchell, who, of course, is a former Minister of Government and former Parliamentary representative of St. Patrick East. And, of course, we feel we have had a great loss in Adrian because of his service to the new National Party, but more specifically to the service of the people of St. Patrick East. Because as it is well known, Adrian was a person that was involved in community life, sports, culture, and of course, all levels of community activities. And even when he was abroad in New York, he was involved with the Grenadian community in every sense. And when he returned home, he continued to participate in community activities. So Adrian has a rich history of community activities and helping people. And therefore, we consider that his passing is certainly a one that we all will mourn. I of course, as someone that has been close to him, Adrian is somebody I knew way back in the 70s and teaching at Presentation College. I taught Adrian, and I was a very bright, smart person in physics and mathematics. So I knew him, his talent as a person, his academic excellence over the years. So Adrian has done well for himself and for his community in many sense. And therefore, when we wanted a candidate in the 90s to run for the St. Patrick's East constituency, and he was home, and we certainly made contact, and Adrian accepted responsibility. And it's because of his victory in St. Patrick East that the New National Party won that election in 1995. And of course, he served the country and served as a Minister of Sports. In fact, he acted as Prime Minister on many occasions during that particular period up to 1999 when we won all the seats in Parliament. So a few weeks ago, I visited him a few weeks ago, and of course, we sat and spoke quite a bit, of course. And of course, he shared a number of stories. And I realized the fact that he was sharing those stories meant to me that we recognized that things were not as good as it should be physically. And therefore, when I left him, I really realized that he was giving me a message. And 2 weeks ago, called me specifically and asked me a specific question. I would not repeat the question, but really he was saying to me that he doesn't think that he will be there much longer. And I remember after I answered that call and sat and thought about it, I realized Adrian was giving me a specific message. So today we mourn the passing of a very good brother, a community man, a man who served this community. And many of us can say that in a period of service that we spent our time caring about people, loving people, helping people, and not thinking of ourselves. In fact, I think one of Adrian's biggest weakness that he did not think enough about himself. He was more concerned about his community and the people that he served. And I hope and pray that a lot of us will take a message from Adrian's life, because of life of service and, of course, community and community support in a general sense. So we in the NNP and the family of the NNP would have lost a very good brother and a very good comrade indeed. And therefore we wish him on his journey to his Savior, and of course, and in journey to his rest, his permanent rest, and we really wish that he rests in peace. That's what I really want to see at this particular time.
Yes, indeed, folks. That was a message by political leader of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, on learning of the passing of Mr. Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. Also, there is another release that was sent out by the New National Party today, and I want to, well, not the New National Party, sorry. Let me be specific here. His Majesty's Opposition. And let me just go over that release. It says, that's dated today, government refuses request to help facilitate opposition participation in Finance Committee meeting. Opposition MPs have been forced to miss a crucial sitting of the Finance Committee of Parliament that was belatedly rescheduled for today, and with the consequent late serving of their required documents. The Finance Committee meeting is perhaps the most important sitting of the year, as it defines what comes into the national budget for the following year. The government side has insisted on the reschedule date despite being informed that members, including the leader of the opposition, will not be available on that date. When the sitting of the committee is compromised, it degrades any attempts at good governance and transparency, says Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Honorable Clarice Modeste. The government side has refused the opposition's request, made through an official letter by Honorable Clarice Modeste, after a previously settled date for the meeting was brought forward by almost a week without any consultation with the opposition. Honorable Telesford has informed members last week that the meeting was brought forward, and while an agenda was presented in the notice, there was no document for MPs to prepare for the meeting. It compromises all members in terms of the quality of the input that we are all required to make on the estimates of revenue and expenditure, Honorable Modeste wrote in the letter to her counterpart, MP Honorable Telesford. The originally scheduled date for the Finance Committee meeting was November the 17th, but it was reportedly brought forward to facilitate the travel schedule of multiple government ministers, including Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who has just returned from Saudi Arabia, is scheduled to return to the region tomorrow, Tuesday, before he returns and jets off again to Doha later in the month. Not only was the brought forward meeting scheduled with no proper documents, but it also clashed with another schedule by the opposition leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, which was arranged based on the original date for the meeting. The opposition members have been preparing their activities based on the calendar of events prepared by the government. When no response was received, Honorable Clarice Modeste was forced to write a second letter emphasizing the opposition concerns. I write further to my letter of yesterday and yet again today, reiterating our concern about how sittings of the House of Representatives are scheduled without any consultation with the opposition side of the House. Members of His Majesty's Opposition are prepared to discuss a convenient date with the government on which both sides are available to conduct this very important meeting in preparation for the 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure. All right, so that meeting, took place today. In fact, the government, they held a press conference today where they addressed this letter released by the opposition and made several statements, including that they don't necessarily have to talk. Yeah, they said that. They don't necessarily have to talk to the opposition when they're setting these dates and so on. Now, let me tell you what they're doing here. The budget document is not the speech that the Minister of Finance reads on budget day. What the minister reads is an overall of what you can expect in the budget document. The actual estimates of revenue and expenditure is a document that's over 400 pages. Sometimes it goes up to as much as 600 pages. Yeah? It is a thick document like an old-time phone book. A thick document. So it is not something that you can go through in 7 days and make a proper pronouncement on. You're speaking figures here. You're speaking comparing what is there for 2024 to what is there in 2023 and even 2022. So you have to make your comparisons. You have to be able to have a sensible discussion. But you see, some people don't want sensible discussion. They just want to say they had a discussion, but they don't want sensible discussion. But the New National Party, well, not the New National Party. I keep saying the New National Party. Let me separate the two. The opposition, His Majesty's opposition, will be holding a press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m. So you'll be receiving more information in relation to that between now and that time. As usual, we'll attempt to bring it on Talking Points on Facebook and on YouTube and so on, so you can look out for that. But I don't know how they expect people, because they're saying that according to the standing orders, you can do it even within 48 hours. In other words, 2 days. You can give 2 days notice of a sitting. And so, yes, you can, but that's in case of emergency. This is the estimates of revenue and expenditure we're talking about. This is not any fly-by-night kind of thing, you know. You're speaking here of having to go over documents, yeah, over 400 pages long. That's the estimates of revenue and expenditure, so that you can see how government is spending in every ministry, every department. You can see that. And to send those documents late, you give late notice, you change the date, you give late notice that you're changing the date, and after you've given notice, after you have a schedule saying this will be happening then, that will be happening then, that will be happening then, because all you want to go up on flights, you've decided to change the date. And then something as important of this is not simply that you go to a meeting and somebody makes a presentation and they say, okay, you know. You have to go through the figures and you have to get responses as to why. Why are you doing it this way and not that way? Yeah? Or make suggestions. So this is not a simple thing as in, well, we could just give you 48 hours notice. You're fast. 48-hour notice is in case of a national emergency or something and you need, but emergency-wise, to pass something in Parliament, you can give notice of 48 hours notice and have a Parliament sitting. In that instance, that's why emergency sitting or something like that. We are speaking here about something that they have known that they had to do ever since they got into office. Ever since they did the last budget, they know that the budget has to be done. I hear them mentioning the date. I think it's either the 2nd or 4th or somewhere there of December they mentioned as budget date. We knew it would be in the first week or so. So they've said, I think the 4th of December, they've mentioned as budget day. But I mean, come on, man. They have to do better than that. We've got a call online. Good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Hey, quite fine.
Good night, Talking Points family. Good night, boss, and all people below the life. Yeah, today, I was rather taken aback by this press conference and the urgency of it. Yeah? I don't be analyzing, you know, when I analyze, I just be very, very precise. That minister was the Minister of Finance when he took office.
My brother, for some reason, either your location or I don't know if it's the connection, we hear some of what you say and then the others become garbled. I don't know if it's your location, if you have a problem with the signal where you are.
Lines, like flow.
I am not sure what's taking place.
You
Go
better
ahead.
now?
Go ahead again. Yeah.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, wasn't he the Minister of Finance when he newly took office?
Yeah, he was the Minister of Finance up till earlier this year.
Right. And he gave up that post and he's traveling ever so often, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So being the Minister of Finance, when you're presenting the budget, you have to be there and declare what you're going to do and you're going to read the budget. He clearly does not want to do that. He wants to travel. So there's a correlation of what happening now. He will call a press meeting to say, well, look, the opposition can come, whoever can come, and they can go along and do what they want because they're in office and they can go without them. Look at what's happening right now. The Minister of Finance was there in that meeting. And his input into that meeting was not also, it wasn't beneficial to what I want to hear because basically they said they're going ahead with their speech whenever they want to do it. And that's what happening.
You see, let me explain. The meeting that took place today, that committee okays the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the budget to be read. Yeah? That okays the budget to be read. A quorum, as they mentioned, that's truthful, is 5, and you have the chairperson and so on. The chairperson is the Minister of Finance. He was at that press conference today and so on, right? So the thing is, we really, the main thing here is why was the date changed from the 17th to the 13th? Yeah, why was it changed? And why was the information that should have been sent early? You can't expect people, and not even 7 days and in less than 7 days, to go through that document. I'm actually going to walk with a copy of what the budget looks like tomorrow night. I'm going to walk with a copy of it. I should have done that tonight to show people the size of document that they expect people to go through and to make proper input in relation to it. I think they sent it when? Maybe Thursday or Friday or when they sent it for a meeting on Monday. How much 100 pages?
Sheldon, I have been to one of those debates and I've sit down and watched it, right? And I'm telling you, I've been there and I've seen it. And these guys, the games they're playing, it wouldn't work. And even the journalists who asked certain questions, they were trying to dunk to the journalists and trying to say, well, you're getting your facts wrong. You see right now, Grenadians need to sit down and really understand what's going on and stop criticizing the opposition and stop criticizing journalists when they're doing their job because these people are not understanding what is at stake here. Anyhow, I'll leave somebody else to make the comment. But condolences to Mr. Spaceman and happy belated birthday to Dr. Mitchell.
Of
you guys have a
course.
good night.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I'm not going to go too deeply into that one because there is the press conference that's going to be taking place tomorrow. I know that the various members of the parliamentary team, they are more than capable of explaining the entire issue. So I won't go pretty deep into it because there is a press conference that's going to deal with that tomorrow. But I'll promise you, I'll walk with a copy of what the national budget looks like. Yeah, it's a thick document. So you have everything there from the Governor General to Ministry of National Security, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Education, and then the various departments under there. And you have all of that information in relation to the spending and so on in those departments. You have various appendices at the end of the document as well that states things like, for instance, the source of funding, how grants are doing, where grants are coming in, all of that you have to go through. And you expect people to go through that between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and come on Monday to discuss. I mean, come on, man. You're speaking over 400 and something pages, sometimes as much as 600. I don't know if this one has gone to the 600 range, but sometimes the document goes up to 600 and something pages. Plus, there was other documentation along with that in relation to the Integrity Commission and the Ombudsman's Office and so on. And if you're focusing on one, come on. Really and truly, This is the nation's business, and it's serious business at that. So we're speaking about the finances of the state of Grenada. And this is, as was stated in the press release, the most important sitting for the year. Yes, you have sitting that different legislations and so were discussed. This sitting was the most important sitting of the Finance Committee, of any committee under Parliament for the year. And for it to be treated in that manner, as in, well, you can move it from there and put it there because so and so have to travel and that kind of thing. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And then stating that, okay, you have to read in December again because people have schedules, so you have to stick to that schedule. We have little wiggle room because people don't have to travel. You all want to travel. There's a difference. There's a difference between a minister having to travel and a minister wanting to travel. No minister has to travel. No prime minister has to travel. Yeah? There are important meetings, and I see the important meetings even in the UN and so on. Sometimes the prime ministers don't go. Sometimes they send their foreign minister. Even at the United Nations. So there's no meeting that you have to go. There are meetings that you should. There are meetings that probably you see some aspect of it that you're going to gain significant financing for the state of Grenada, or you're going to gain some assistance to the state of Grenada, and you attend those meetings. But in a lot of instances, we just have ministers jumping plane and shouting up, up, up. That's the whole thing. How is that going to be helping the people of Grenada? Now, what we focus on here, that document, the budget, in my view, is more important than jumping on a plane and going up, up, up. Even if it had to be put off, and you say, well, okay, we would like to put it off from the 17th, but we're going to put it to a date after the 17th. And you speak with the opposition and you say, well, okay, you need to, let me just close this. Somebody is throwing me off. Yeah. Even if you say, okay, we're going to have a date a little further than the 17th, and that you shift the budget speech, you say, okay, we're going to do the budget in the second week of December instead of the first week of December. Nothing is wrong with that. Once the budget, both the upper house and lower house, once the House of Representatives and the Senate completes before the end of the year, that's the main thing. I remember being in Parliament in budget debate the week of Christmas already. Yeah, in fact, I remember then Senator Franca Bernardine complaining that she had cake to go and bake and curtain to put up and relatives to pick up on the airport. And here she was, all you have her in Parliament discussing the budget. Yeah, I remember that clearly. And not on one occasion, at least two occasions, that we were there with the budget. And I'm speaking about like December 21st and 22nd, all those time going there. The week of Christmas, that we were there in budget. So what is so wrong? Because you have to complete it before the end of the year, Christmas or no Christmas, you have to complete it. So what is so wrong with saying that, okay, we're going to shift it a little bit because we value the input of His Majesty's opposition, that we value their input, so that we are going to put it back a little more. You already have the document, so you can go and peruse the document, or maybe you don't want people to go through the document before you okay it. But at least that could have been done, and the budget could have been pushed back a little bit. It would not have affected anything, because the main thing is once the budget is completed by December 31st, not by December 25th, not by December 22nd, by December 31st. So it leaves wiggle room there. But then some people want to jump plane because, I don't know, maybe it has some special thing in Dubai they have to go to also. So they want to go to that. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. 440-7377. Give us a call.
Politics. Please don't forget, I'm just practicing to be a poet. Not qualified as yet, but have no fear. I'm gonna get there.
We've got a call online. Good night. Hello? Caller, you're live. Hello? Hello.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon.
Yes, remember to listen to the phone line. You just listen to the computer to hear when I talk, eh? Nice. Go ahead, my love.
I'm listening to the phone lines.
Okay, good.
So, yes, good night.
Let me announce you there. Good night to the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest.
Sheldon, I'm glad you brought up that topic tonight. I think it is very important that the Grenadian people understand and they're very clear on what happened. Mm-hmm. And there was a sequence of events that took place that there was a different version today. But we of the opposition, we felt that we had to do something to call the attention to the members of the government side and to Grenadians as a whole of the importance of Parliament, which, as we all know, is the highest institution in the country. And we expect the highest of decorum. We expect the highest level of consideration for others, because all MPs have a role in Parliament. And yes, the government side usually call the shots. When to have meetings and when whatever not. There are certain things that the opposition can initiate, but by and large, the government brings in the bills and so on, and that is how it is. However, all MPs have been put there by the people, and therefore we are answerable to the people, and we are the voices of the people in Parliament. We are the protectors. We are the ones to speak on their behalf, and therefore the opposition has a very important role, and not just to speak on behalf of NNP, but to speak on behalf of all Grenadians. There are times when the government side would bring in a bill or something, and we have supported it wholeheartedly because we feel it's in the interest of the people of Grenada. There are times when we do not agree, either because we feel that the procedure, the process followed was not of the best. So sometimes they come and they try to rush down a bill without explaining to people what it involves, how it can impact them, without making the necessary, preparations to deal with issues that may arise from the passing of a bill, because these things happen. And so we may say, look, and you all have brought it to do all three stages in one sitting, but we asking in the interest of the people to do the first reading, and the government conducts some consultation, some education, and information sharing to the public, and then you come back with it. That is not asking for a change of date. That is just asking for consideration for the people whom we are all in there and supposed to serve. Now, let me give you the sequence of events. The government, we did have some issues before with scheduling, and we raised it because we felt that it didn't give the opposition a chance to participate as fully as they could. Then I remember the Prime Minister said, we'll try to do a schedule ahead of time so that everybody knows and can adjust. And over the months, some calendars have been sent, and sometimes there are changes. And if there is an issue, your humble servant usually raises it with the leader of government business, because that was agreed in a parliament, in a sitting, that we would do that. The Standing orders doesn't say that you have to do that. But we agreed that in order to get full participation of everyone, sometimes we can consult. That doesn't mean that when a schedule is sent out, the government has to ask opposition if they could put it for such a date. But certain things have to be taken into consideration. One, the importance of the bill. Two, there might be times when it's urgent, but you can't spend 365 days and every bill you bring is an urgent bill. Because then it cannot be perused and digested and looked into, and we cannot get the best outcomes possible. We just pass a bill because the people outside may not understand, or because they have no voice, so they say nothing. But that doesn't mean to say that the bill is satisfactory to everybody. But when it comes to budget, and I just sat there to look at one or two of them, 500 and something pages is usually what it is. I looked at a few and they were all in excess of 500 pages. If you have to do justice to that, you need time. Now, on the 30th of October, we received an updated calendar. That is a few days ago, the 30th of October. And what caught my attention was that, one, the Finance Committee meeting would be held on the 17th of November. Secondly, that the budget debate, the budget presentation will be done on the 8th of December, and the budget debate on the 11th and 12th of December. No, it was just the usual 7 days length, just about. No, sorry. No. The 30th gave us ample notice. Then on the 6th, we received a communication with two attachments. One said that the Finance Committee meeting will be held on the 13th, that is today, of November. But the other one just said what the agenda was, whether it's prayers, whether it's what, just the agenda. But the main thing on the agenda was the Finance Committee meeting, which of course is a forum where all MPs sit and look at the budget that the government is presenting, and the ministers will explain certain things, or they'll be called on to explain certain things, and the opposition can make a contribution here and there as necessary. And of course, as MPs, we then can ask questions about what is happening in our own constituency, maybe projects, and so will they continue? Will they be discontinued? What is happening, and what is happening in the country as a whole? So then on the 9th, we received. So I want to put some clarity to that, because I heard the minister and the leader government of business say they gave us 7 days notice. But 7 days notice to say what? That we mandate you all to come and sit down. But to sit down and discuss what? Where is the document? Where is the document to be perused and reviewed and discussed among us so that we can make meaningful contributions? That did not come until the 9th. So, when we didn't see the documents, the following day, I made a few calls to the leader of government business. I did not get him. When I spoke to the clerk, the leader of the opposition secretary had also contacted him, because having seen the schedule, the leader of the opposition, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell, had a prior very serious one. And so he asked, can you put it to any other day except this one, because I have a serious engagement? And therefore, when I called, the first day I called, I got no response. The second day I called again, and when I didn't get any response, I sent a WhatsApp. I think the first day I sent a WhatsApp. That is the 7th. And I said, we have some concerns of some members' inability to attend on that day. So can we revisit it? Given the importance of this sitting. Because there have been sittings when people have not been able to go. Honorable Emlyn Pay has not been able to go. Sometimes we did not ask for it to be postponed. There have been sittings where Honorable Peter David has not been able to go. And we have not. And there have been other sittings where the leader of the opposition either came but had to leave because of some pressing issues, or he could not come. We did not ask for a change. But this one we felt that we should ask because we needed to be there, because whatever is decided in the budget would have implications for all of us for the whole of 2024. So the next day when I called him, he finally answered and he said, well, he didn't respond to me before because he was trying to communicate with other members to see if there could be a change, which I commend him for that. And but no, it cannot, because everybody has traveled and the Prime Minister has to travel, and it cannot be. So we are like little children in the Parliament. Everybody else's schedule is given consideration except ours. If you send us a sketch, a calendar of events, and you say something is going to happen on such and such a date, then we know we have to walk around it. They're the government. They're in charge. Well, they feel they could do what they want, and we just walk along with it in the interest of the country and in the interest of the people who put us there. So he said, no, they cannot change. But then I felt, I felt kind of disappointed in the way I got the answer. It was like a fait accompli and it couldn't be changed. So I wrote him a letter asking to reconsider. And the letter was not answered. Another did I get a call, which the minister, I have known him to do that, to call and say, well, no, I made a second request and it cannot be done, whatever. When I didn't get that and I reported to my colleague, 2 days later, that was on Friday, we decided to do another letter to ask again if they could put it up. Respectfully so, no disrespect or anything in the letter. I asked again, could they reconsider, given the importance of this thing and how important it is to the country. And I have received no response at all from him up to now. Up till Sunday, yesterday, I still called the Clerk of Parliament to ask whether there's a change of heart and could we have another day. He said no, he had not received any information as to a change. And then, bearing in mind that 3 of our members could not attend, we took the decision that based on the conduct and the treatment of these people, that we must protest against it. You members, Grenadians who are fair, they know about the level of disrespect that has been meted out, particularly to the opposition leader, as well as to us, where people have been told to shut up, where people have been mocked and laughed at, and where people's timing is checked as to how long they speak, but others on the other side are allowed to speak for as long as they want to. And several other incidences of that nature, and we just felt that it was time for us to say, no, this is the highest institution of the land. We are not there by chance. We are elected. And therefore, while we don't expect to have all this say to say when a bill would be passed or so, that would be, it would be asking too much. But at least that we deserve to be given consideration, that we deserve to be given enough time to study the documents that would be discussed at the sittings so that we can make our contribution. So this is where it is. The rest of us did three did not boycott. They could not make it, and they could not make it. But the rest of us decided, in the interest of everything, that we must make a statement against this kind of disrespect and disregard, because at least the nation should get to know what is happening, the nation should get to speak against it, and that the people who voted the New National Party opposition and His Majesty's opposition, they need us to be their voice in Parliament.
Yes, indeed, and I know that you all will be having His Majesty's opposition. Hello? Oh dear, I'm not sure what took place there, but it seems as though I've lost Honorable Clarice Modest. Dr. Modest, give me a call back, please. I'm not sure what happened there, but for some reason, your call disconnected. So I'll tell everyone else, hold on. Let me see if I can get back Honorable Clarice Modest. And let me just make sure. Hello, good night. Hello. Hi, good night.
Hello?
Hello, yes, yeah. I was just making sure it's you that I got back. I'm not sure
I'm
what
right
happened.
back on. I'm right back
I'm
on.
not sure
Sorry
what happened
about
there.
that.
Yes, so
Yes.
tomorrow morning you all will be having a press conference to deal with these issues and to explain further why the action you all took today was taken.
Yes, because we believe that we are servants of the people. We are there to represent them. And therefore, they should know that we did not take this action frivolously. We did not do it just because we feel that we could, but we did it because we felt that we should, that we ought to say that we are unhappy with the way we are not being given the opportunity to ably represent the people who put us there.
And you see, there's this misconception from most people out there that the budget is the speech that the Minister of Finance delivers, which is just a small... In fact, the Minister of Finance never reads the entire speech anyway, because there's so many other parts to it. That for itself is a pretty large document in most cases. But the one that you all were to discuss today is in excess of 400. Well, you mentioned 500 pages going.
Yeah. I just quickly looked at two while you were talking, and they were all 500 and something pages.
Yeah. Including the appendices and all the other information that's there at the end of it as well.
Including all those other pages.
Yeah. So, I mean, and when did you all receive this document? When was that document sent to you all?
It was sent on the different ministries that was sent to us on the 9th, 4 days ago.
And you all are expected to... Oh, my goodness. This is so
well,
unfair.
No, you heard what the Minister for Finance said. All you need is a quorum of 5. So if 5 persons are there and they all on one side, it does not matter. He said they had the quorum and they went with it. So there's no spirit of fairness. There's no spirit of consideration for the nation. You just have 5 people, the 5 people meet, and they walk away, and the purpose has been served. And that's essentially what he said today in the press conference.
In other words, we could just do what we want. We have to take the consideration of anybody else into consideration.
You know, what it brings to mind, I recall when we had 15 kneel on the occasion. I remember different institutions would query about that because there is no opposition and, things like that. And a country is better served if you have opposition so that they can help keep things in line and keep things correct. Mm-hmm. And we were very cognizant that there was always a possibility without an opposition to bung away, as people say, to do what you like and what you want. And so we were very cautious and very careful not to do that, to remember that we were answerable to the people. Now we have an opposition, and people wanted an opposition, Some people said they didn't want the other side to win, but they wanted an opposition. But now the people want to behave as though there is no opposition. So it's almost a 9 and number 10, nil. That's what it is, you know. That is what they're trying to bring into effect. But the opposition must have a place in Parliament. We cannot go in cabinet. We cannot tell the government what to do. They can set the date, but the date set for Parliament must give us the maximum opportunity to schedule our other activities around that to go in. They don't have to please every one of us, but it should guarantee, according to the principles of Parliament, the maximum participation. And the leader of government business said so himself, that they tried to schedule it for when the most people would be there in Parliament. But they never asked us anything. They just dropped dates on us. And talking about dropping dates, I heard the Prime Minister say today that the budget presentation would be on the 4th of December and the date would start, I think he said on the 8th, but I'm sure he said the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the schedule that we received a few days ago told us that the budget presentation would be on the 8th of December and the debate would be on the 11th and the 12th. Today in the press conference is when I learned that the dates had been changed. So they cannot defend that kind of treatment since now they know, but they're not going to tell us until the last. Mm-hmm. And the Prime Minister said he's going to a meeting of heads of state and so on. Heads of state meetings aren't just cooked up 2 days or 3 days before. He would have known weeks that there was that meeting in where is it, Dubai?
This one is in Saudi Arabia, Caribbean leaders. Yeah.
Okay. But that is his area. This places over there, these are his areas. Mm-hmm. But he would have known. He would have known a long time ago that he was going. But they like to give us the element of surprise. Surprise to give us the heart attack, you know? Mm-hmm. Dropping on them as late as you could bring it. Close to the 48 hours as you can, so that they have no time to study the document. But we will talk, we will get our Parliament wherever it is, because our obligation is to the people of the Tri-Island State, and we will fulfill it to the best of our ability.
Yes, indeed. And we know that on the West Coast, there's a meeting this Thursday. It's going to be starting around 6:30. That's
Thursday in Guelph. So there will be opportunity. Yeah. But the reality is that we also need to be in the House of Parliament to speak to the issues that are being discussed or debated at that point in time.
Of course. Let me ask one question though. You're a person who has been in Parliament for quite a while now. The mother of the house. Now, in your last stint in opposition, was the operation the same way? Is this a NDC way of operating, or was the last NDC more accommodating in relation to how they held sittings when they could open Parliament?
I really cannot say that it was the same way. This is the first time, this is unprecedented, the lengths to which these people go to marginalize or to attempt to marginalize the opposition. The previous, I can't remember an incident where the previous NDC government would have gone to those lengths. You know, I guess governments would set the dates that are most convenient to the members of government. And I can't say I have a problem with that. But I think that some level of consideration must be given to if you want fair participation, as the Westminster style dictates, then you have to give adequate notice, and you cannot be just changing the date willy-nilly and just say, deal with it. You know? Well, not in so many words, but the action is saying, deal with it. It's either you come or you don't come. So now they go and they have a press conference pretending to be concerned that we did not attend. They did not want us to attend. If they're thinking that if you treat us bad enough, then bit by bit we will stop coming. But we are going to keep coming. We are going to keep going to Parliament. But we felt that at this point in time, we had to make a statement that this is not how it is done.
Indeed. Honorable, I know you have to get your rest because tomorrow morning you've got quite a lot going on, inclusive of that press conference, so I won't hold you much longer. But just to let you know that, we phone line always open to you, eh? You know we love you. So you know the phone line always open to you. You know we love you bad.
Thank you, and I will continue to serve the people to the best of my ability. And I'm sure I can speak for my colleagues on the opposition side.
Of course. So we look forward to hearing you tomorrow morning.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. Thank you so very much.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, Pitch Martin. Good night to all of the listeners of Talking Points.
And a special good night to the people of St. Mark.
And also, yes, and I just want to extend condolences to the families and the close friends and so on of Brother Spaceman Mitchell. We have lost a great soldier. Thank you.
Indeed. All right, my dear. Thank you so very much. All right. Yes, folks, we were speaking there with the Honorable Clarice Modest. You'll be hearing more from that lovely lady tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. Yeah, you get a little touch on the thing. So tomorrow morning, you're going to be getting much, much more. Missed that caller. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and to get onto the inside. So again, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., it will be a press conference by His Majesty's opposition on this issue. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right for the time being.
Okay, go right ahead.
Let me say good night to Miss Modest, who just came from there. And I must admit to you that I'm totally satisfied with Miss Modest. She gave a very nice, comprehensive report there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to repeat it. She gave a nice, comprehensive report. Because I myself listened to the Prime Minister and his
press conference.
Mm-hmm. And if you follow what was said in the press conference and you follow what Miss Modest said, you could see the orchestration that was set there. Because here, you didn't even know what the agenda is. You didn't even know that the scheduled time for the budget would have been on the 4th. And they tell all that, So they was orchestrating certain things. And that's a seriousness. The question that was asked by, that was at least only two questions was asked, two persons asked question. It was, what they call the lady, and a gentleman, the gentleman.
Oh, Miss Straker, I know, asked questions. Huh? Hamlet Mark asked questions.
Hamlet Mark and Miss, what's her name again? From Grand Riley. That was the only two persons that asked questions. And they tried to beat around the lady's question, knowing that they did not do what was said. But they tried to beat around it. Anyhow, I could tell you that every effort will be made in the Parliament to stamp the members of the opposition out. I said it in the beginning, and it's coming to pass, and we've seen it. Every effort is made. You heard the Prime Minister say that it wasn't important. The Prime Minister, the opposition leader, must be there. So how could you have in a financial meeting and you're saying that the opposition leader must be there?
But not only that, the former Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, Honourable Clarice Modest, Honourable Emlyn Pear, Honourable Peter David, Honourable Kate Skeeter Peters, all of these individuals represent thousands of people who cast their ballot on behalf of the New National Party.
Exactly.
And even those who cast their ballot on behalf of the NDC, the opposition still represents them as well because it's looking after their welfare within the parliament of the country. These individuals didn't just walk into parliament and take a seat and say, well, bring thing to us. They were sent there by constituents in their various constituencies who on election day went out and cast a ballot in their favor, and in each instance of the persons I've called there in a significant manner. So you can't just ignore those people. They're Grenadians, tax-paying Grenadians too. You can't just ignore these people and say that, oh, well, we could have a quorum of 5 people and we don't need to consult with the opposition. I mean, come on, it's disrespect to all of these people.
And let us remember, it was the government that was shifting the date. It's not that the opposition said that they couldn't make it, The government was shifting the date. So if you keep on shifting the date, you're affecting me. Because if you give me a schedule, as you said, with date. So I would have fixed for those days. If you come and you change the days, then you should be working a compromise with me. If I tell you, I'm having a meeting next week Monday and I want you to be there, and within that you come and give me 2 or 3 other dates, you must expect that I have to have concentration how I am going to be fixing these dates.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said it before and I'm saying it again, the present opposition party will have real problem with this government going through the next 4.5 years. Well, yes, 4.5 years. They wouldn't give up on it. It's an orchestrated thing. Even when they asked the Prime Minister questions as to his traveling and whatnot, he wasn't prepared to go into details to it. If you follow the press conference, he wasn't prepared to go into details to it. So he's living up to what he said, that he's going to give you information as he feels his ways. It's a sad thing, but they have to fight it. But the government won't give up. The main aim is to orchestrate the opposition. Right? And that is going to happen all through as far as I see. Thank you.
All right, my brother. Yes, indeed, folks. 440-7377. That's the number you can call and get on the inside. And, of course, remember that press conference is taking place tomorrow from 10 a.m. All right. Also, on Thursday, yes, you've got the meeting that's going to be taking place in front of the Nutmeg Pool in Guelph, St. John. So looking forward to seeing you all there. Yes, you only realize, talking points might be up there on, you understand how the thing does go. Nice, right. We've got a caller on the line. Let me just make sure that I answer first before let me just make sure I have it through here. Hello, good night. Hello.
Good night, Sharon Scott.
Hi, good night, sir. Yes, proceed.
Good night, Sharon Scott.
I'm hearing you. Go right ahead. Yes, caller, go right ahead. I'm hearing you. Okay.
Yes, good night, Sharon.
Okay, it seems as though you're having an issue there, brother. You got to call back. All right, nice. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah, you got to give me a call back, brother. I'm not sure what's going on your end there, but you ain't hearing me. But let's see if we get through with this caller. Hello, good night. Hello.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. Yes.
Yes, I've been listening to the program there.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make a contribution.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want to ask the Prime Minister and the Cabinet why they're so disrespectful. They are very disrespectful people. They have no respect for the Grenadian people that they ask to go out and give them their vote. It's very disrespectful what they are doing. And they have no respect for the opposition at all. You understand? I remember they used to always talk about when NMP had the 15 seats. They used to complain about they want opposition. The country is supposed to run with an opposition. Now they have one. Now they don't want to appreciate and accept that they have opposition. And they know what they're hiding. They know what they're hiding. They don't want Kim Michelle to be there. They know what they're hiding. But tell them that Grenada is small and whatever hiding will come out just now. You understand? Mm-hmm. And they need to have respect, and I want to applaud the opposition team for what they did today. Kudos to you guys. It's time you all put your foot down. I just get so mad sometimes. I look at the parliament meeting and them in parliament, how they'll be treating them people, and they must get so angry sometimes. But I'm happy that they decided to put their foot down this time. And they have to continue doing that. Stop making them right all over them. They have a right to be there just like how they have a right to be there. You understand? I voted for NNP, and I want to see them stand up for us. And so make Deacon and them to know that Grenada belongs to all of us. I know where he come from, So now I want to feel that Grenada or not. Anyway, I want to say more, but I get it now. Have a good night.
All right, my dear. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And in the next 5 minutes, there's another issue I'd like to raise. Hey, folks, another murder on the books today. Individual found shot to death, with bullet wounds in the St. David Beaton area. Police have confirmed that. In fact, it was on tonight's news. So, another murder. Pretty sure, Royal Grenada Police Force, all they do, yeah, because, we, that kind of gun crime thing, let me leave that for the other islands. We don't want that in we country. We don't want this gun crime thing in we country. Leave that in other places. In fact, we don't want it nowhere. But, you see that kind of thing that going on there? We don't want that in our country. So, another individual has been found dead, with gunshot wounds, earlier today, in the St. David area, in the Beaton area. I do have the name of the individual, but just in case there are family members overseas who have not yet been informed, I do not think it is in my place to call the name yet. And I haven't seen a release by the Royal Grenada Police Force as well in relation to this issue, so I'm going to hold on to that. But folks, the last caller there mentioned something a while ago, They spoke about sometimes. In fact, listen to Mia Motley when she was speaking here.
There's much talk about voting for.
She was speaking at the Barbadian election.
There's much talk about voting for an opposition, and I hear it, and I understand Barbadians' sense of fairness. But I warn you that when you vote for an opposition, you may end up with a government you didn't want. Can the country afford that at this time? I say not. And if it happens, will we accept it? Of course we will. But at the end of the day, we already know what the consequences of mismanagement and lack of leadership are. They are too recent in our memory, and we bore the...
And we see the results of that here in Grenada. We've got a call online. Good night. Hello.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Sheldon, how are you?
Quite fine.
Oh, okay. So, I'd like to first...
I'm barely hearing you. You need to speak up a little bit for us.
Is it better now?
A little better, yeah. Go ahead now, yeah.
Okay, so I said first I'd like to commend you on something, because I'm seeing a lot of person in the comment section that are saying that you should block individuals that appear to support the National Democratic Congress. No, I don't support that sort of discourse, because I believe I watch both sides. I watch you, I watch your program, or I watch other programs that I don't want to call on here, but persons from the National Democratic Congress program. I watched the press conference earlier, and I also listened to what Honorable Modest said a while ago. Now, what she said a while ago is somewhat very similar to what was said in the press conference. There was nothing very different apart from her expressing how her and her team felt, which, you know, they're entitled to their feelings and how they feel about it. Now, the challenge that I'm having is, why aren't these discussions held for the public? So, okay, when I say that, okay, so the NMP is going to have a conference in the morning. The NDC, well, the government, basically, not really the NDC, but the government, had a press conference today. Now, in the morning, another story might be told. Now, we are not going to know, okay, this for certain is a fact, unless all these emails are then put out in the public, everything is it. Why aren't we doing this in a sort of debate manner, sort of like, okay, the opposition is here, the government is here, then you have the press, because what I also have observed is that whenever the new National Party has a conference, I don't want to jump to the conclusion and say that only certain press people are there, but that's what I observe. And me personally, I don't like that. It doesn't give me that objection to make an objective decision and to say that this is true, because it just doesn't really come across as truthful. So why aren't we doing this in a way that, okay, because, okay, Mrs. Modest is going to call on the program tonight that she knows clearly is supported by the new National Party. Why wasn't she maybe asking a question at the press conference, like to say, didn't we do this? So why didn't you do this? That sort of stuff. I don't know, because at the press conference they said that they did send them an agenda. And she a while ago basically said that yes, they did receive an agenda, but she don't think it was detailed enough. So I don't know, because she is, as I said, they are entitled to their opinion. And as both herself and the government had admitted that, they don't have to consult with the opposition. But of course, I would love that, because I need the opposition. But I don't know. I'm getting this sort of rift that I don't like. And with regards to you would have said it, and I saw a lot of a call earlier to speak about the disrespect. To an extent, I can understand. I wouldn't say disrespectful, but it can come off a bit arrogant when you support the New National Party and you are used to a certain style from years ago. And I watch Parliament. I'm very well informed. I watch Parliament, I watch the budget, I follow both sides of the campaign, so I'm not just speaking here. So I could understand that, when there was no one to stand up and say, a point of order, or I didn't know you have people standing up and say point of order, oh, I think you're straying from the topic. It can come off as a bit disrespectful if a lot of persons weren't following, the whole political atmosphere in the past. A lot of persons may not be too au fait of how it works, or the opposition might feel like they're losing their voice. So I can understand. But at the same time, everything won't stay the same. There are consequences to an election. I don't see it as disrespectful. I think sometimes it's well needed. But at the same time, I can understand how they feel when certain things are, brought up. But I just don't like the back and forth bickering. I'd like for both of them to stand on the same platform and have an individual like me stand and ask the questions. Because there is this thing that, if the government is having an event, no one from the New National Party should come. A program like yours, if someone know that I support the National Democratic Congress, I shouldn't have a say. I just think it's nonsense and it's ridiculous, because I'm not going to call your program as someone who doesn't support the New National Party and try to be disrespectful to your program. I just think it's nonsense. But at the same time, I feel as if I should be able to call and say, Shalon, is this the case? Shalon, why did this blah, 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 blah? And I think it should be okay. But that's basically what I wanted to say with regards to her calling the program, and then they're going to have a conference in the morning, and then the government had a conference, and I'm almost certain that some things are not going to be true, or some things are going to be a bit misleading, because the English language can easily be misleading. Because when I listened to the Honorable a while ago,
Caller, let me say several things here. You've made the statement that when the New National Party is having activities, only certain people are attending. Now we have different.
No, I am saying that's how I feel. I'm not saying that.
Give me a chance. I've listened to you without interruption, and let me respond to you now. For instance, we have a press conference tomorrow. It's open to the media. Who wants to come? Who don't come. Some people come. Some people prefer to look at it afterwards and do their stories. But it's open. No one is saying to any media entity, you cannot come. When the NNP sends out their release, their notes, they send it to every single media house in the state of Grenada. So it's open, right? Outside of that, to say that you're expecting lies tomorrow is sort of disrespectful of the individuals who are going to be on the program tomorrow, because they are coming to give the facts in relation to what has happened. Yeah, they are coming to inform the Grenadian people of what has happened. And in fact, they have written, so there is written documentation between the opposition and the government in relation to what they're saying here. So it's not an issue. And then outside of that, this is a program that, as far as I'm concerned, is a New National Party program. I will not allow members of the NDC to call here and try to distract or to try to disrespect or to try to send my program in any direction they want. They have their radio stations and will be having a radio station very soon. They have their programs that they spend their money on. People in Canada, people in the states, etc., send money for their programs. They have their forum where they can go and talk their nonsense. They're not going to be allowed to come here and say it. I am biased. I am not a hypocrite. I will not come here and try to say I'm unbiased, I'm biased. And I'm openly saying it. I'm biased. I'm biased towards the New National Party. Who don't like it, they know where to go. Yeah? So I just have to make that clear. I try to be as balanced as possible. But you see, when it comes to nonsense and people trying to give the impression that, oh, we're only here to lie and give one side of the story. Well, if the other side give their side of the story, what are we supposed to do? Just keep quiet? No, we have to give our side of the story as well and leave it up to the Grenadian people who we believe are intelligent enough, who we believe are educated enough, who we believe have the critical thinking skills to decide for themselves who is telling the truth and who is playing games. How can you expect someone in 4 days to go over a document 500 pages and come to speak about it? That's common sense. But then, as I said, common sense doesn't reside everywhere. You have a good night. 440-7377, that's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Yeah, no, common sense doesn't reside everywhere. I am biased. I am biased. I ain't making no joke with that. I'm biased. I'm a New National Party supporter and a bias. Me ain't doing like some people who playing, they have the ride-a-tongue and all these different kind of programs and so on, playing like they unbiased and they ain't supporting no side. A bias. I'm a supporter of the New National Party. And I ain't hiding to say it. Yeah, who want to hide and play the supporting the NDC, but they come in like they're nice and the different thing and they're doing the program and they're doing like, if, oh, I'm so for Grenada and I am for Grenada too, but I am biased. I have my bias. So somebody calling and tell me I'm biased, that is 6 or one, half a dozen of the other. I ain't really care. A bias? I'm telling all this shit. A bias. Yeah? Very biased too. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sean Scott.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, go right ahead, brother.
So how about you?
I'm good.
Don't let make turn up that program.
No. My brother. No, the caller was very respectful. They put forward their point and so on. I put forward mine because it's my program. I had the last say, So I allow them to talk, say what they had to say, but I put forward my part. Yeah? No, the people, I ain't playing no games, If you want to play games and feel that people stupid, oh, you're gone. Who want to play games and feel people stupid out there and like, oh, I'm so unbiased and a bias. Telling all you again. A bias. What are supposed to do? Play like I'm not biased? No, a bias. Telling all you straight. We have a caller online. Good night.
Shalom, good night, man.
Good night, brother.
Well, I wonder where this lady come out.
No, don't listen. Don't bother. Don't bother. Listen.
And I think
don't make the caller the discussion for the rest of the night.
That Prime Minister and them and that government, they are very disrespectful. You're not telling me you go do this kind of thing. That is as how one caller call and say that they going to orchestrate to run the opposition out of Parliament. Joke they make it. If they feel that joke they make it. The Grenadian people will never stand for that stupid is this Prime Minister and a bunch of gang want to create in Grenada. We don't support in that.
My brother,
we don't and I bias towards the New National Party.
So
I am a New National Party supporter and I will support it right through and with. So, lady, go your way. Go on your other program. Don't come and tell us what to do.
Don't do that. She could call when she's ready again.
If you don't want to hear, don't listen.
She could call when she's ready again, but she had to come with some strong points. All right. Let me say this. Even to try to give the impression that people are not being disrespectful in Parliament, let me just let you all know. Members of the opposition are speaking. And you have members on the government side shouting across the floor, shut up. I've covered Parliament in the 1990s. I've covered Parliament in the early 2000s. I've covered Parliament as a journalist. I've been in Parliament. We would have the biggest back and forth between, let's see, then Senator Burke and other members on the New National Party team. And that is the kind of thing that you never used to hear taking place. Yes, you had serious cut and trust and that kind of thing. But to constantly be there and every time somebody stand up to speak, oh, why you don't hush your mouth? Why you don't shut up? Why you don't sit down? That kind of thing. In all my years in Parliament and outside of it, I've never seen that type of childish, puerile behavior. Never seen that sort of puerile behavior. Go and look in a dictionary if you don't know what that means. Yeah? Never. Never seen that sort of thing. And again, let us not make someone who caused the program the issue for the rest of the program. I'm saying it because I know sometimes we tend to end up jumping on somebody that call a program. Your time run out, and that was the only thing you speak about, and your time done. So before that happens, let me just say this. I've been listening very carefully to what has been taking place in relation to our CBI program here in Grenada. And I've been listening to the reports that have been put forward by the CBI committee. And in fact, let me take this call before I go forward on that. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
You know, when I listen how they treat the opposition people, right? I never experienced that. You know, from Gary government, come right down to, let us say, NMP government was there before this one. I have never experienced this thing. And what I want to say, Sheldon, if they want to put out all the opposition leaders on them in Parliament, we the Grenadian people will have to do something. That is not this government own. Is the people. Is the people. Right? We put them there to represent us. We put the opposition to represent us. And if they want to put them out of Parliament, we are Democrats in a democratic country. We're not in a revolutionary country. We will have to stand up with the opposition. We'll have to take action. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, my dear. All right, 4407377. That's hey, happy birthday to you, Simon. Hope you're having a wonderful one, brother. Yes, we have another call online. Good night.
Yes, I have it here. I got it.
Just got. Oh gosh. Watch with 17 minutes.
Not now, you know.
With 17 minutes, I'll leave you here.
I get a call to call you. I can't get you at all. Well, I get you tonight.
You have it yet?
What's going on?
It's here.
Yes, I got it. I have it here.
It's right here.
Yes, we have it here. I don't understand. That man go to run America. 11 from 28.9 from 28% go down to 11.9%. Which part in the world that ever happened? America, they have their own money that can happen. Yeah, me know. I just come home not so long, but I hear about some press conference took place. I'll go on, you know.
But there was a press conference today. That's the government had a press conference today, and we will be having a press conference. The opposition will be having a press conference tomorrow. That's going to be at 10 a.m. You might have to go back and listen over the program to hear what was, because Honorable Clarice Modest did call and give some context to what took place today. So you may have to go back and listen to the program, because I think I only have about 16 minutes remaining.
Well, listen, I want you to send a clip for me with that man say he don't like people. I heard some people talking about that.
I don't know that
send
one.
Send a clip for me.
I know about that one, but I will see. All right, I will see what they're talking about. All right, my brother.
All right, brother, love.
Okay, great, thanks. Yes, indeed. I was going to go on to another issue, but I feel I will hold that issue. But since he talk about, we have it here. I have it right here. I can show you. I have it right here. No, they're speaking about saying that how the jobs they created so many jobs and that sort of thing. And yet still, there's something that I think you need to hear. And tell me if this song as something that's taking place in the economy, where jobs are being created or where a set of jobs just about to finish and several others have finished. Listen to this carefully, huh?
Major infrastructure projects, we have proudly erected.
Okay, let me hold one moment. Let me just fix this one properly. Yeah, I need to I need to just correct the video because the video that I had up, I think it was not it was not properly organized. All right, so let's go back to that again. Yeah, let me take it from, and this is from the CBI conference that they had recently.
Major infrastructure projects, we have proudly erected, very tastefully done sign at the St. John's River Flood Mitigation Scheme, that's in River Road. So that CBI has contributed to bring an end to the flooding and the danger that the St. George River has posed to the citizens of River Road and the businesses there up until now. The Monkuma Road, which is the major bypass, having regard for the Molinier slippages, and has eased the pressure and strain for citizens in the Mount Morris area as well as the motorists plying the Western Main Road. The Beach House, this is a boutique type hotel facility that is nearing completion. They have generated in construction between 250 and 350 jobs based on the height and peak of construction. Their plan is to open the doors in March of 2024. So we'll have heads in beds and 74 Grenadians employed on a full-time basis. Don't be afraid, round of applause, as we like to see table knock. And then there's the Six Senses in La Sagesse. And here we see the drone shot view of this property looking out to the east, being the Atlantic Ocean. Another angle of that property. And during construction, at the peak, or during the period of construction, 1,200 jobs were generated. Currently, it's about 350 to 400 employees still on site, but they are aiming to complete and to open in February 2024. To be precise, February 12th, 2024 is the targeted date. And when opened, 194 Grenadians will be employed on a full-time basis. And we are not talking about the backward linkages to agriculture, craft, culture, and other connected industries. So round of applause for Six Senses.
No, I've played that because it goes against the government narrative of them creating jobs. Now, obviously, the jobs, the construction jobs in all of the projects that they've mentioned there were created during the period of the New National Party. In other words, people was working then. These projects were conceptualized, were brought in under the New National Party, funded through CBI, but took place under the New National Party. Now, we are speaking of Six Senses. And in the case of Six Senses, he said at the height of construction, they had 1,200 people working. Now, they have 350 to 400 working. In other words, quite a significant number of people are no longer working on the project because it's coming to close. And then when it's finished, you give a figure of what? 194 are going to be working. You're not increasing jobs there. That means that because the construction is coming to an end, and because in the case of that and the project he mentioned just before that, that's slipping my mind right now, the volume of people who were employed is going down, not upwards. And these are some of the major projects that we have taking place on our island right now. They have not brought in any other major project like these to say, well, a hotel project and you have X amount of people working on it, or we have this construction project here that they have started that have X amount of people working on it, that have absorbed all these people that went home from the Six Senses and the other project that they have there. That's the one in Point Saline area there. Yeah, they have not brought in a new project that has absorbed all these people. It goes against the narrative that they keep pushing that, hey, we've cut and we've already proven that to be a lie. We have it here. We have it here. Well, we show them here. Yeah, we pulled the midterm report and we showed exactly where they were wrong. That their figures, it was never no unemployment and no 28% or something like that. We were able to show that they have lied. So it goes against the narrative even in the CBI forum. Yeah, so you're hearing about these projects coming to an end, and so we see the River Road project. It's not completed yet. Yeah, it's not completed yet, and we're not hearing much about what's going to be taking place with the rest of it. Yeah, and then understand that we are in some dangerous waters because we are still at a point in time when Grenada is still giving passports to people from Russia. But we're going to discuss that one more tomorrow night. We've got a caller online. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, good night.
Wait, no, does the sign they put up protect the water in River Road?
No, they put up a nice sign, so they decided that's something for them to talk about.
And they put up in Mount Kuma. Did they scratch the dust to start the project? I wonder if you understand what they mean about starting and finishing a project. To put your name, your title to it.
They put up a nice sign. They put up a nice sign.
Every time these people open their mouth to speak, it annoys me. That is why sometimes there are times I could call the programmer, but they upset me so much that I don't say anything. Do you understand? Because it's pure nonsense. 6 cents is not theirs. 6 cents was there before they came in. They meet that there. And people only losing jobs. Eh? Everything they're trying to grab up, them is grab out like crab. What are these people? Savior. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, my dear. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. And it's not just like doing that. Okay, these projects were done through CBI. They were done through CBI during the new National Party period. They're coming to a close right now. Yes, that is happening. Honorable Oliver Joseph made sure that he got that 6 Senses project for St. David. In fact, remember when they started that project, and so it had certain people went down there and were trying to say, oh, that shouldn't be done, and look what they're doing to the wetlands, and look what they're doing to this, and look what they're doing to that, and that project should never take place, and so on. Same people that I'm pretty sure will be sitting in the front or sitting very close to the front during the opening ceremony on the 12th of February. They are no shame, you know. They're going to make sure they go there. They did not shame. It was the same people that used to talk about Port Louis and say who had, they talk about, when they're putting down the piles to do Port Louis, that there's a volcano there and they're going to wake a volcano. Was the same people that were saying that they are custom fishing and so on, you know. The same people that's go and sit down in Port Louis right now and eat and drink. Nice. And there's a nice food down there. Or they must go. I ain't telling them don't go. Bring more people. Go down there. Yeah, my partner down there does make some wicked pizza. He good on that. Anything you could talk about, he could cook good. Go down in Port Louis. Yeah? Go and line by my boy down there. Yeah? Set him up nicely. But it's the same people that say all kind of thing against there. You know, see sitting down there now. So the same ones who was running them out on the 6 Sense project. Don't worry, the video footage is there, you know. Of them when they were going there and pointing over and saying, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing to the pond. Look what they're doing here. The same people. They have no shame. You go see all of them go and sit down when that project is opening up. All of them. You're going to see them there when that project is opening up. Yeah? You're definitely going to see them there. 440-7377. I could probably take about one more call before the end of tonight's program. I could probably take about one more call before the end of tonight's program. Yeah. So that is what you're going to be seeing. Yeah? You're talking about, you've you've reduced the amount of unemployment in Grenada. Well, school children are not laughing at you because they know you send home all the people under Faith. You've been sending home drip people under Imani program. We don't know what's going on with Empower and all these programs, and them you don't hear about them thing again, right? Under the program that care for the elderly and so on, you send home a set of caregivers and so on. You send home people from those programs. You send home people from all kind of different facilities. For instance, like the home in Bacolet, you've sent home people from those places. You've sent home people from all different places, all parts of Grenada. In Carriacou, could name at least 22 different people that have been sent home. Name them by name, at least 22. When they try to give you the impression it's only 4 or 5. Yeah, could name at least 22 people that have been sent home in Carriacou. Outside of what is taking place in other. Remember, a few months ago, we had the Honorable Emlyn Pierre on. She mentioned over 77 people in her constituency alone that were sent home. Plus other constituencies, you could imagine what's taking place. And these are the same people talking about the unemployment. I have it here. I have it here. You have what there? Nonsense. Because your own documentation from last year proves otherwise. But as I said, we've got some more discussions to have tomorrow night in relation to the issue of CBI. Yeah? And we have to hear about the fact that Grenada is still processing Russian applications, and that the amount of money that they've said that they made for this year, and that is even another discussion, and we had to discuss when there's a kind of lie given out to the Grenadian people on that issue. Yeah, when it comes to the amount of money that they claim to have made. Yeah, there's a difference between the amount of money that CBI has brought in and the amount of money that the government of Grenada has made. Just know that. There's a difference between the amount of money that CBI as a program has made and the amount of money that the government of Grenada has made from CBI. There's a difference. And we'll explain that tomorrow night as well. Okay? And folks, we're quickly coming down to the end of tonight's program. Let me remind you all, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. press conference. Yeah? His Majesty's opposition will be speaking on several of the things that they have been facing in Parliament over the last year or so. They'll be speaking about those issues. And remember to organize yourselves, especially those of you on the West Coast. And even if you're on the East Coast and you want to come to that one on the West Coast, that meeting that's going to be taking place in St. John this Thursday from 6:30 p.m. All right. We will be broadcasting that over our network. So we will be broadcasting it here on Talking Points. And so we may not be having Talking Points on that night. Yeah, I think I want to do a 1 hour program between 9 and 10. No, we will not be having Talking Points that night, but we will be broadcasting that meeting. St. Patrick, good night to you, Victor Philip. Bello, good night, sir. They are having their meeting that's going to be taking place in Patrick West. They're having a meeting that's going to be on the Mount Richard Court, and that is going to be on Saturday from 6 p.m. So that's the Mount Richard Court, Saturday from 6 p.m. Also, remember Saturday for those of you in New York, yeah, you have the Fish Fry fundraiser. That's by the Carriacou and Petit Martinique constituency branch out there in New York. They are having that Fish Fry fundraiser, and that's going to be taking place this Saturday as well. Get your tickets. All right, folks, that's about all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Yeah, that's about all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. I'm looking for a nice one to go out with tonight, boy. Yeah, I feel like going out like this tonight. Folks, it's been wonderful being here with you. We will be on tomorrow afternoon, God's willing, with more Talking Points for you. I believe Prince will be on from roughly about 6 p.m. And then we've got, we've got the press conference at 10. Tomorrow we've got Mr. Pierre on as usual at 12. And then Prince should be on at 6. And then Talking Points will be on at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here. And whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out.
We are the winning team. We are the winning team. We are the winning team. And we will deliver. We are the
rising, Shidak is over. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. We will deliver. You don't see everybody sour.